Hello, we are here at the Cherry Camp, and last episode we made this stable. We also got the beacon, but that was like really easy. But Sir Donkey number one, you might be wondering, like, where is Sir Donkey number one, our very first steed? He is at our shed. Yeah, he had to be separated because he's iconic, and also because I used him as a base or as a parent to breed up some new donkeys. Like, I don't even know which generation this is, but wow, this took a few hours. These two are two of the fastest in the breeding pairs, but this is the actual fastest Lady Donkey of Exploration. She is quite fast, like much faster than the actual donkeys, the donkeys that you find in the wild. Like, yeah, and she jumps quite a bit as well. Let's test her out there. Oops. Can't do four block jumps. Wow, I can't really speak today. But she can do at least three. So that's good enough. Although her health is a bit low, but who cares? And then this one, Sir Horse of Exploration. He is someone I just found in the wild and decided to randomly tame, and he is surprisingly capable. Like, okay, not the fastest, right? But look at him. Look at him jump. Okay. Okay. You're really letting me down. But he jumps high as well. So yeah, that's why I got him. And I was thinking of making a mule between him and her, Sir Horse and Lady Donkey, but I don't really want to breed them anymore because I've been kind of lazy. But if we look at my statistics, mobs, look at the donkeys. I have killed 74 donkeys. Yeah. And yeah, I've just been exploring with Lady Donkey here and Sir Horse. Oh, and while exploring, I have been finding these underwater ruins or these ocean ruins. I don't really know what they're called. And I've been collecting some of these things, the sea lanterns, the armor trims. I think this one is from shipwrecks. Yeah, shipwrecks. And then these ones, buried treasure maps. They're bound to be useful. But yeah, our plan for this episode is to explore more, find more ocean ruins, and hopefully get ourselves a working conduit by the end of the episode. And if we still have time, I'm gonna start building underwater. So yeah, hopefully that sounds exciting enough. And thankfully, I have a plan this episode. And the plan revolves around following these maps around, the maps that I have. And if you can hear the dog in the background, no, you cannot. But yeah, I want to follow these maps, get some more treasure, and then maybe find even more treasure maps. And then I would also like to find more ocean ruins because I don't really want to fight the guardians to get more prismarine, sea lanterns, etc. to hopefully construct the conduit because the conduit needs the prismarine blocks, prismarine whatever to function once it's made. And yeah, the bonus loot like the gold, the iron, the diamonds, they're not really that useful. But I am also taking this time to explore and find all the loot that I haven't gotten yet. And I even found myself a friend. This one is an armadillo. And I think this one is like a niche mob. But yeah, I'm really happy that I found myself an armadillo. And we eventually found our way back to the lighthouse. Thankfully, I built that like really high. Anyway, it's time to give them a name. Their name is Meatball. Now that I've got myself a conduit, I still need a bit of the blocks that will surround it, and I'm hoping to get the maximum like level. So yeah, I'm gonna need a bit more resource gathering. And I've decided to finally face my fears and just fight the guardians. So I put on an episode of something that I was watching. It was a Hermitcraft stream and just started going to town with these guys. Only a few blocks missing, and the conduit is now all done. It's my first time playing around with the conduits, and I don't know, it's just fun. I hopefully this is useful, but wow, I really hate the drowned. I really hate working underwater because the drowned are everywhere. But hopefully, with the conduit, um, building around the lighthouse will be much easier. Of course, there are still a lot of things to clear out down here, not just the drowned, but also the kelp. And then we also have to install the terrain that we want. I'm going with mud and everything, and I just can't stop getting attacked. But yeah, I even placed an outline of what I want the base to cover, the underwater caves, because this will be a cave system. It will be hollow, and I quite like what I've done so far. But still, we are continuing on our work on the terrain, even above the water, because yeah, I initially intended for the lighthouse to be surrounded by much more land and much more terrain, but I'm kind of abandoning that idea because I'm working on this now and the underwater thing, and I've already started like laying out the plans and everything, and I decided like if I were going to make the landmass, the island for the lighthouse much bigger, it's going to require much more work in the future for the underwater caverns. And I think, like, my plan for this episode is to work underwater and work on the underwater caverns. And if I were going to expand the landmass above the water for the lighthouse, it would just be so much work beforehand. Like, I would need to do that before doing this. So, yeah, I'm abandoning that idea, even though I think it looks a little bit goofy. Oh, hey, I also found the dolphin hanging around the underwater cavern. But yeah, even though it would eventually look goofy in the future, I think I'm sticking with this much smaller kind of lighthouse surface area for the island. And here I am just replacing some of the blocks on the ground. I'm planning, as I said, I'm planning on using mud, but I'm also planning on using some of the remaining gravel here, like not replacing them. But I kind of think I need a middle ground kind of block between mud and gravel because the difference between the two are just really big. And I'm thinking of tough, but yeah, I'll find a block in the near future and use that instead as a transition kind of block. But yeah, here we are just using bone meal everywhere because all the seagrass, I think this is called seagrass, all of the movement from the seagrass and all of the greenery will make this look even more alive and much better. And yeah, here's a tour of what we have completed so far. And thankfully, we can't really see what's going on above the water, but below the water, like underwater, this looks good, I think, in my opinion. Yeah, because I made it. I wouldn't have stopped here if I thought it looked ugly. But yeah, I like it. I like how kind of porous it is, even though the inside is not yet started. Like, there are still going to be a lot more things that need to happen inside. I'm going to replace all of that sand and everything else. I think this is a good start. This is kind of a backbone for what I'm going to make underwater. So expect some changes, maybe some more decoration, maybe some terrain changes, maybe I'm adding a lot more rocks, some rocks that protrude from the seawater or the surface of the water. And yeah, anyway, I decided to take a little bit of a break from all of the building, and I decided why not explore a little bit more, because there are a lot of things that I still don't have. I haven't found the corals yet, and so our destination is a warm ocean. And this warm ocean is, of course, 2,000 blocks away. So, yeah, this is going to be quite the journey. And along the way, I will find a lot of treasure, a lot of things that are very interesting at the bottom of the ocean, like the ruins and all of these things. Though I am not sure that they are that valuable at this point in the game. I mean, sure, some of them contain very rare kind of loot, but most of them contain junk. And so we persevere for thousands of blocks, sailing across the ocean, the vast, empty ocean, just to find the warm ocean. Wow, How many times have I said the word ocean? Yeah. And in the end, it's worth it because the timing could not have been better. It's nighttime, the sea pickles are illuminating the sea floor, and they're also illuminating all of the corals around them. And the coral blocks are really beautiful, they're really colorful, and I think this is one of my favorite things that I've seen in Minecraft. Not the bare ocean floor, but these vibrant corals littering the sea floor with sea pickles all around them. It's really beautiful at night. Anyway, I also found a desert. Yeah, I've been looking for a desert for a really long time. I've been taking my sand from beaches, but yeah, this desert even has a desert temple, which is really fun. And while I'm raiding this desert temple, I kind of want to talk about like me editing this video. I am surprised that my breathing is so audible in the video. Like I am so surprised. I have to figure out stuff how to record better to remove that in the future. But yeah, one of the things that I also want to find here because this is so far away is this sniffer egg because you can't find that anywhere else. And along the way, I also picked up a new friend. I'm showcasing him here. And yeah, I'm really, really just having fun exploring. This is me exploring on land next with Lady Donkey of Exploration. And I have a new map to hopefully map out this area. It's really zoomed out, the map. So yeah, I have quite a lot of grounds to cover. And if you can hear my cat again in the background, oh my gosh, he is quite noisy. He's yowling. And so, equipped with another VOD, stream VOD to watch, Lady Donkey and I explored a lot of forests. Through dense forests and all of these weird terrain thingies with like really steep hills and whatever, we explored a lot and covered a lot of ground for our maps. These are places that I've been to before. I know there aren't a lot of things to find here, but it's my first time exploring them with the map, so I still have to map them out. I really want to get a map of my vicinity at the very least, because I think that would be useful for future plans and future expansion things. And it seems like Lady Donkey is also quite a capable swimmer. There are a lot of rivers along our path, and I took her quite a bit into the water, and thankfully she is quite the capable swimmer and capable jumper. But I am not willing to set foot into the snow capped mountains because I'm afraid of falling into the powdered snow. Honestly, that's really, really, really terrifying for me, especially since Lady Donkey has such poor health. So, yeah, I'm avoiding those and instead sticking to mapping out the coastline in our island or peninsula or whatever you may call this. So, I'm sticking by the shoreline and mapping out this area. And with just a little bit to go along this island, I think this has been such a rewarding journey. Journeying around with Lady Donkey and mapping out the place has been really relaxing and also really fun. And upon returning to the lighthouse, I bestowed the name upon Skinner, Meatball's friend. And yeah, that's the end of my exploration era for now. I think I'm all explored out, and here are the maps side by side or on top of each other. And as you can see, there's still a lot missing from this map. So expect a lot more exploration from now on. And it's kind of crazy just how small the lighthouse is in the grand scheme of things. It's really interesting just how small my progress has been so far when compared to the rest of the map. Before wrapping up this video, I kind of want to make at least one more build here underwater, kind of to guide us on how we want this place to look in the future. Or at least have a bit of a theme or a bit of a basis on how we want to form our lore in the future here in our underwater section in the map. Yeah. And I guess one of the ideas that I have is to make an underwater altar of some sort. or maybe a grave or whatever. It's just a ceremonial place, I think. It's what I would call it. So let's make an interesting floor pattern. And I'm thinking of using the different directions that the warped wood has. And I'm not going to keep this with the bark. I'm going to strip these logs, and hopefully that should uh, give us a very interesting kind of pattern. And here, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm kind of like blurring the boundaries or the edges that exist here in this place. So I'm placing a lot of the palette blocks that I have. So these warped wood, and then the warped wart, because I think that could ease the transition a little bit. So when you view this like from afar, it looks like a much nicer transition. And now let's introduce a bit more strippage. Not gonna strip all of the blocks. I think it could be interesting if some of them remained with the bark. Let's place some of the pillars. Some of them will be taller than the others. I think this one is too short. Let me add a bit there, right? And then for environmental storytelling, okay, they are too square. And for environmental storytelling, I kind of want to experiment with like having one of them like fallen right here. We have a lot more of these warped wart blocks. Let's use them. Does that feel organic? Who knows? Okay, next step, adding these shelves. These shelves are like really perfect. They're really great for making columns. Let's make the last step or last part for the warped stuff, which are the trapdoors. Yeah. The trapdoors don't really mean anything. I'm just placing them randomly to add a bit of texture, like some unevenness or something. Maybe I could place them like along the sides there. And lastly, to kind of make this more ceremonial, I think I'm going to add diorite, polished diorite right here. Right, that looks kind of official, but way too compact or way too intact. So let's destroy this a little bit. Okay. Maybe mirror it on the other side. Not entirely mirrored, but place one more thing like that on the other side, like this. Glow lichen could make this look better, I guess. Let's see, does this glow above the water? Kind of. Yeah, because of the glow lichen, I like it. Okay, that seagrass, that tall seagrass, looks really goofy, so let's remove that. Instead, place one, one sea pickle on there. I think it could be funny. Here is our final build for now. I'm fine with it. I like it. I like it enough. I think it is a great start for what I'm planning to make underwater. So this color palette is definitely welcome. I like it. Yeah, that's it for our wonderful underwater build this episode. Now I said we were all done, but I kind of actually don't like it. So we're going to change up a few things. Use the walls. Maybe they will look better. Definitely better. Maybe use diorite in some places to indicate that there's a lot of erosion going on. I did not bring a lot of diorite. That's my fault, but it's already making a big difference. Right. I think that actually looks better than what it was earlier. And then all of the random stairs and slabs that we will get, we'll just place them around randomly. Indicate a bit more erosion going on. What if this is empty instead. Would that look better? Kind of. It kind of works, right? No. Okay, I hear you. It's a no. Let's add one of these. Then add a bit more glow likenage, and let's see. Let's look at it from afar. I think it looks better. I don't know. I'll keep it that way for now. So one last look at our ruins, and I think it looks much better than it did earlier. And I like it. I really do. I like the color palette. I like how it kind of transitions from this central area to the outside. I like the transitioning of these blocks right here. I like how alive it looks with all the movement from the seagrass. Let me add just a bit more. And yeah, I really like it. I like it. I like it. And looking at it from above the surface of the water, it's also visible. I like it. I love it. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this underwater era that we're going through. And that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. And I don't really have much to say. I don't really have other plans apart from continuing this underwater build. So if you want to see more of that, maybe I'll do that next episode. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.